Hello and welcome to Watch Me Movie. My name is Ryan and today we are watching The Witch for the first time. So The Witch is a film that when it came out, I can't remember what year it came out in. I was watching quite a lot of horror films, but I never really got around to this one. And I think it's because when I was watching horror films at that point, I lived in a house with a big group of friends, and we were watching all the sort of popular stuff. Well, not necessarily the popular stuff, but the less subtle horrors. Like we were watching stuff like VHS and Paranormal Activity and stuff like that. Things that were popular and things that we sort of went down found footage rabbit hole at one point as well. So yeah, this film, I remember one of my friends had seen it and he was like really unimpressed, but they weren't friends who were necessarily into film, so I think that it, from the reputation that I now know that it's got amongst like the film community and stuff, I think it's one that I'm going to enjoy and get into. I love horror films anyway. For me, it was probably one of the things that got me into film watching and wanting to be a filmmaker most. Like I really loved all the sort of Scorsese and the old gangster stuff when I was young, and Jackie Chan films and martial arts and stuff. But there was a different feeling when you're sitting down to watch a horror film with your friends and you're turning out the lights. I thought I'll make it a bit darker in here for this today. Yeah, there's just a bit of a difference. It just feels like more of an experience that you're all sort of bunkering down and settling in for this horror movie. And even a really bad horror film, like I think even the worst of the worst horror film is still an enjoyable watch. So it's a genre that gets it gets a lot of leeway with me, and even if a horror film is really bad, like I say, 9 out of 10 times I'm going to enjoy it anyway. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching this with you. So yeah, that's about all I've got to say about this. We'll just dive straight in to this horror film. Just before we do, if you appreciate this reaction, then consider giving a thumbs up to the video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. If you'd like to see the full reaction to this film and watch along with me, you can do so over at the Patreon. You will need your own copy of the movie. You can also get early access to the YouTube edits, vote on the polls that decide what I watch next, and gain access to the Discord where we have film discussions and talk about plans for the channel. And with all that said, let's get on with watching The Witch.
What went we out into this wilderness to find?
Recognise that voice straight away.
Must you continue to dishonour the laws of the Commonwealth and the Church with your prideful conceit?
His compositions are beautiful. Look at that.
Then shall you be banished from this plantation's liberties.
Banished?
I would be glad on it.
Well, I could tell I'm going to like the cinematography on this film already. That score's crazy. Very shining. Obviously, because it's the film I've seen before that has the same similar kind of aesthetic, it's bringing me back to Midsummer. Especially the way they've got this kind of score going on. That's insane. That's like 2001. That was like Shining, then 2001. I wonder why they both Midsummer and this took that influence from those scores, because it's quite blatant. Maybe Midsummer was just influenced by this a lot.
Neglectful of my prayer,
For me, pray.
show me mercy.
Mercy. It's my accent. I don't know why I'm imitating her.
Boo!
It's very effective editing work there.
Boo!
That's really disorienting. That's so good. It's making me cringe. Oh my god.
Samuel!
That's mental. But that was just a really, really good use of cinematography and editing there. That transition into the scene shouldn't have made you that uneasy, but it did. And then the way she was looking into the camera just was like, oof. And yeah, I wasn't expecting the baby to be gone. There's certain ways to utilize jump scares in a horror film. The way they used it in this, it was like just part of the transition. What the hell? I like this tint they've given to the whole thing, and this sort of haze that gives it a very ethereal quality.
Caleb,
God give you good morrow.
let's to the wood. I've been laying traps for some while now.
You and Mother have always forbade us to set foot there.
We must catch our food if we cannot grow it.
I like how there's a tangle of twigs like all over the frame every time. Just like makes it very oppressive, the forest around them.
Was Samuel born a sinner?
We pray he hath entered God's kingdom.
He had disappeared, not 1 week past, yet you and Mother utter not his name. Is he in hell?
Caleb, I love thee marvellous well. But 'tis God alone, not man, what knows who is the son of Abraham and who is not.
Marvellous, well. Like that.
Caleb,
What did you trade?
thy mother's silver cup. Speak none of this to mother.
Look at that. Really nice.
Fowler! I know it.
Father, it died.
Shoot your eye out.
Heavens bless us! I told thee to keep watch, Jonas of Mercy. What is the matter with thee?
Be a good lad and get some water for the mother.
This kid.
Are you dallying? What's the matter with thee? What's the matter with thee, eh?
Who's there?
I be the witch of the wood, and I have come to steal ye.
Tell Mother you have left the farm alone.
Blackfoot says I can do what I like.
Devil take your black fillet. I be the witch of the wood.
Liar, liar.
I am.
I think that's a good thing to say in those days.
So I stole Sam, and I gave him to my master. And I'll banish thee too if thou displeaseth me.
Be quiet.
How I crave to sink my teeth into thy pink flesh. You'll not tell Mother nor Father.
Swear.
Go tell Mother and Father of my wickedness.
Thomasin.
Keep going on about the cinematography, but look at that. I wonder if it's just some like flickering LED panels.
What's that doing with the silver cup?
It's not on the shelf.
No, it's been disappeared for some while.
I've not touched it.
Did a wolf vanish out too?
Dad needs to speak up, doesn't he? Or the kid's gonna.
Caleb, will thou read out a chapter of the word tonight?
It's that goddamn rabbit. Fuck you.
You must sleep tonight, Kate. Thou dost remember I love thee. We must turn our thoughts towards God, not ourselves.
You've cursed this family.
No, he hath taken us into a very low condition to humble us.
Some faith in them days.
We should ne'er have left the plantation.
Kate,
This me. Our daughter hath begat the sign of her womanhood. She's old enough. She must leave to serve another family. Our Sam is in hell. Go to. We will starve. Peace. You wait in peace.
God, it's grim. I think I'll take my chances in the woods.
What's this? Tell me, now.
I'll be back by midday.
If you don't let me along with you, I'll wake Mother and Father this instant. We had glass windows in England. You haven't been hither so long, you can forget that. It was pretty.
Rabbit's scary, man.
Oh, straight back! Thomasin!
Thomasin! Oh God, God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and I'll leave my sin. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and I'll leave.
That got me. Not hearing the Foley sounds of him like struggling through those branches and like his breath and stuff makes it feel really suffocating.
Oh my...
She didn't even look for him.
Where is thy brother?
She like secretly offering him up. Don't do it, kid. I know what's on your mind. That was quite horrible. In 2 ways, at least. Score's really effective.
Thomasin, what's the matter with thee?
Thomasin like paying a debt to the witch or something like that.
The moon is bright, the rain bothers me not. We're back in a 2 day if any man will return with me.
Tell us why you went to the wood.
I promise.
I care not.
I took thy father's cup. I sold it. Forgive me, Thomasin. I, yestermorn, took Caleb to the wood. 'Twas for food.
She stood by whilst her son lied to me.
'Twas for thy sake. I love thee, Kate.
Will you damn all your family to death?
Catherine!
Let go of it!
Caleb.
It's like intensely miserable. There's no let up. Like even when they're like trying to make the kid better, put him on his head.
Bah, bah. Black Philip safe, you are wicked. Aye, he told me too.
Damn your Black Philip.
You beat me.
'Twas a jest.
'Twas a jest.
You are a witch.
Shouldn't have said it, Thomasin.
I had a dream once that I was with Christ upon earth, and I was so ravished with his love towards me. I thought it far exceeded the affection of the kindest husband. I fear I cannot ever feel that same measure of love again.
Thou shalt have of it in heaven.
Another thing to look forward to.
We'll leave at dawn.
Yours and my happy days.
Not a word.
Oh,
Sing Baba, King Philip the Black, he'll not be on my back.
Enough!
She's above me! She kneels! My bells!
Oh, God! Will you?
Jesus. Full apple.
Did she?
No!
Bring back and we Satan! Sign his book!
Silence!
On thy knees. Look me in the eye, daughter. I have raised up no witch in this house. Pray for thy brother.
Get on thy knees and pray!
Damnation!
They're the devils.
My Lord! My Jesus! Save me! They can't cry!
Valley of the
My
shadow of
sin!
death, I will fear no evil.
For
For thou
thou
art
art
with
with me! Cast a light of countenance upon me. How lovely art thou! Thy embrace! My soul's salvation! Take me to thy lap!
This kid actor is crazy.
Caleb! Johnny's mercy, get up.
Get away from him! Get me gone!
She's the only one of your kids that went flipping out saying devil stuff.
Thomasin. You must tell me, Thomasin. I saw the serpent in my son. You stopped their prayers.
They lie.
Caleb disappeared with thee.
I am no witch, Father.
What did I but see in my house?
She was the only one that could say the prayer, though.
Why have you turned against... You and Mother planned to rid the farm of me. You took of Mother's cup and let her rail at me. You are a hypocrite!
Hold thy tongue, daughter mine.
You let Mother be as thy master.
Bess!
And you will not hear me! As the twins, then. They spend all day long babbling to that horned beast. Use Lucifer. You know it. Mercy told me herself by the stream, I be the witch of the wood.
Right!
Thomasin can't catch a break, man.
She is no witch, Catherine. What is the cause, daughter? Tell thy mother.
Jonas and Mercy. They made covenant with the devil in the shape of Black Philip.
Dost hear that, yoke devils? Grave pretenders all.
I do not lie.
Silence, creature!
This guy.
Fetch the billock wife, and I will smite Jonas as Abraham would have done his seed.
Do you see now? Leave me, Father. No, it's not safe. Not with them.
I'll break thee out upon the door. Think on thy sins.
This guy just acts like straight away. What? She's the devil? Right. Wait, they're the devil? Right.
Does he really speak to thee?
Just by his face, it kind of looks like he does. I like to paint that. This feels like a horror movie that's got a theme running through it.
Dispose of me how thou wilt. I lie before thee, a coward.
My God.
Save thy children. I have not damned my family.
We would see you oft, Mother. I have brought a book for you, Mother.
Flora? Flora?
What the? What the? What? Careful, mate. Oh my God, that got me. Wow. Get it axed. Get it chopped up.
Corruption. Thou art my father.
Oh my God, why?
Where are
Stop.
they? No, no.
Stop. That sent a chill up my back.
It's you.
It's you, lady.
It's you.
It's you.
The devil is in thee. You've made a covenant with Mother. You're bewitched. You took them from me.
Jesus. I like how it didn't do sort of blurry quick shots to show that whole exchange. On the plus side, she gets a bit of peace and quiet now.
Like Philip.
What dost thou want? Wouldst thou like the taste of butter? Wouldst thou like to see the world? Dost thou see a book before thee?
I cannot write my name.
I will guide thy hand.
Well, let's talk about that. Okay, and that was The Witch. Okay, so the first thing that stuck with me or that stuck out for me with this film was the cinematography. Like, just my initial viewing of it, just from watching it at face value, the cinematography was beautiful anyway. But it was the type of horror film where I know there's probably a strong theme running through it, and that the cinematography and the little bits of symbolism throughout the characters' actions and stuff probably really complements the theme and all works really well together. In fact, I'm going to look up now what the theme of that is so it can make me sort of interpret some of the cinematography maybe a bit better. Yeah, so I didn't want to look up too much about the meaning and stuff or the production or anything like that, just so that I could have my own opinion on what it might mean. I did see a few like Reddit posts or whatever that was saying that, which I can see that it is part of the film, that it's like the theme of Thomasin becoming a woman and gaining independence from a family and sort of rebelling against the previous society that they were living in and the strict Christian atmosphere and stuff like that. There's loads more themes to it. That's why I just stopped reading. Like, but it confirmed my sort of theory that this was a film that was driven by its theme and like the symbolism that lies within it. Once I've recorded this reaction and had a bit of time to sort of think over the film and think back to it, I'll read up on it and see like exactly what the director did to present these themes, because that is something that always interests me. I like films that have a strong theme that are working towards a more grand idea. So everything in the film complements that, the symbolism and the dialogue and even down to the small actions that the characters do, the cinematography, the way it's lit, why they're wearing a certain costume. Everything is sort of contributing towards that overall theme, and it makes a film feel really solid. So even when you're watching it and you don't exactly know what the theme is and you can't pinpoint it, you know it's there and you're aware that this is a well-crafted film that's sort of got a lot of depth to it. So yeah, I really appreciated this. The score and sound mix complemented this really well. There was a few to like the very first sort of jump scare cut with her playing peekaboo and the kid vanishing. That was done really well because it wasn't your typical jump scare, and it took you by surprise when you were. I can't remember what was happening previous to that. Maybe it was just like a very ominous building of the scar with some trees. I can't remember, but I remember I was engrossed in the previous scene, and then that did get me that jump scare. There was a few times after that. Maybe it was done for thematic reasons, but there was a few times when they did it with him chopping the wood. I think they did it like 2 or 3 times, which by like the third one, I was like, okay, stop doing that now. But yeah, there was a couple of jump scares in there that got me that weren't your typical jump scare and that were done quite subtly and well. The acting, especially by the child actors, was really, really good. It was a really sort of intensely miserable film. Like, I liked it because I like horror films. I like good acting and well-crafted films, so I enjoyed watching it. But yeah, there was no let up in the misery. It was just relentless sadness and hard times, which I suppose it would have been. But yeah, I really liked it. I could see how maybe it's just from the setting and the aesthetic of it that I'm thinking that maybe Midsummer was influenced by it a lot. But just that sort of aesthetic with the style of cinematography, with the slow pushings and lingering on scenes that you think are just going to cut away, and then it lingers for that little bit longer to make you feel like there's something wrong. the soundtrack was very Kubrickian in parts, and so was Midsummer. So I was thinking maybe Midsummer was influenced in part by this film, but if not, I drew some similarities there. But yeah, I really liked it. It was a good horror film to get my teeth into because it was like a filmmaker's horror film. I can see why back when it first came out, the people who didn't recommend that I watch this film, I could see why they didn't like it because it was a bit more of a slow burn, and because it was like set in the past and there was the old language and stuff as well. I could see why some viewers might not have the patience to sit through it and stuff. But I really liked it, and I thought it was done very effectively, and it kept me interested all the way through. There was never a point when I was like, "Oh, I wish this would end." So that's always a plus. So yeah, that was The Witch. So I think that about does it for this reaction. If you're watching this on Halloween, then happy Halloween. It is one of my favourite times of the year. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So all that's left to say is if you appreciate this reaction, then consider giving a thumbs up on the video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. You can go to the Patreon and watch the full-length reaction of this and see early access versions of the YouTube edits, along with voting on polls for what I might watch next and gaining access to the Discord. And with all that said, thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.